Hello, this is John Baval with Access Arts Live. If you love organ music or if you're curious about it at all, this is the place. I'm here for this week's roundup of organ recital and organ concert live streams, April 1st until April 7th. We have them from all over the world, from San Diego to Siberia. We have all kinds of them. We even have a chamber music group, which includes, believe it or not, 2 violins and an organ. I have never heard of that before. Anyway, let's get right to it. But before we get started, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, click the like button on the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to Access Arts Live on YouTube. And if you're following us on any of our other 4 platforms, X, TikTok, Instagram, or Threads, please, we're happy that so many of you like our videos. We'd be even happier if you subscribe to us or follow us on any of those other 4 platforms. And now let's get to this week's lineup of scintillating organ recitals and concerts. It starts in just a few hours from now. I'm doing this live stream at 4:30 in the afternoon, European time. And in just about an hour and a half, actually, that'll be a little more than that. In just about 2.5 hours, the first of this week's organ recital live streams are coming up. Tuesday, April 1st, St. James Cathedral, Toronto, live streams British organist and itinerant recitalist James Mooney-Dutton, who has already broadcast live many times on BBC Radio, as well as appearing on the UK's Songs of Praise. That's a show they have on Sundays in the UK, which is, well, Songs of Praise. They hold it in different cathedrals, and they have singers come in and sing, and an organist play, and that's James Mooney-Dutton. He's a Royal College of Music graduate. He's a recitalist in a lot of places: Magdalen College, Oxford, St. Martin in the Fields, Queen's College, Oxford, St. Andrew's Hall, Norwich, Lincoln Cathedral. He regularly travels to Canada, as he's doing now, to play at St. James Cathedral. We don't know what he's going to play because at some of these weekly live streams, they just don't tell us. That's him, though, there in the upper left-hand corner of that array of 6 of this week's organ recitalist, and I can show you that picture separately if you like, so you get a better shot of the man. There he is. Hold on just a second as I retrieve my James Mooney-Dutton, that is. Enjoy. It's in just a couple hours. Next up, and we're very glad to have them back. They had been away for a while, but they live stream organ recitals March through October. So now they're back, and we're happy that they are back. It's Truro Cathedral up in Cornwall. Wednesday, April 2nd, Truro Cathedral invites Norwegian prodigy Victoria Ulriksen to play its distinguished Father Willis organ at its weekly recital at 2:10 p.m. European time. That Father Willis organ, it's one of 3 organs they have at that cathedral. It was delivered by boat and installed in 1887. I think it was built in London, and then they had to get it up to Cornwall. It has almost identical specifications to the organ which Willis built a year earlier for what the parish church, which then became Coventry Cathedral. It has, we're told it has the standard Willis hallmarks, and if you're an organ expert, you'll know what this means. Tierce mixtures on grate and swell, characterful gadacks on the choir, and a small but telling pedal division. The organ was most recently restored in 1991 by NP Mander Limited of London, and they swore when they were done that it sounded just like it had 103 years before. When it comes to Victoria Ulriksen, it is an understatement to say that she regularly gives solo concerts and recitals. which is what we found on some of her bios. She has about 38 recitals scheduled for the rest of 2025. We're in April now, so in let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, April. So that's more than 2 a month. So she's on the road. She's a graduate of the Norwegian Academy of Music, and then she went to Leipzig and studied at the Hochschule für Musik und Theater there. She's only, she was born in 2006. She's 18 years old. She was a winner on Norway's Got Talent, and she won the audience prize at the Maria Hofer Orgelwettbewerb in 2023. So once again, we don't know what she's going to be playing, but whatever she'll be playing, I think she will attack it with gaiety and enthusiasm and with the talent that only the young can have, unsullied by excessive years of expertise. Then we move on to Thursday. We have something for every day of the week this week, all the way through until Monday. And now we go out to Siberia. Thursday, April 3rd, European time, at 1 p.m. European. Let me start that again. Thursday, April 3rd at 1 p.m. European time, the Tomsk Philharmonic's resident organist, Maria Blazevich, will do her best to set the house organ aflame with fiery music by Bach, Handel, Vangelis, Bizet, Defoe, Wagner, Beethoven, and Harry Potter. It's a concert called Fire, Flaming Organ. And in the program notes, they cite Beethoven saying, quote, music should strike fire from the human soul, unquote. And accompanying Maria Blazevich, whom you see in the photo there, is Irina Makarova, a mezzo-soprano. I can show you a picture of her as well. This is Irina Makarova, and she's a serious soprano. They'll be doing together a Bach Prelude and Fugue in A minor, Handel's Music for Royal Fireworks, Vangelis, The Chariots of Fire, several pieces by Bizet, by Defoe, including a fire dance, Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries, the bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 bum, the first movement of da 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 da, Beethoven's Fifth, the finale of Beethoven's Sonata, Moonlight Sonata, and finally fantasies on themes from the film Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So that'll be pretty cool. Maria Blazevich is not only an organist, she's also a pianist and harpsichordist. She won Organist of the Year award in 2021 for the most striking and conceptual program. She studied in Kazan to start with at the local conservatory, and then got a master's at St. Petersburg State University, include in the Department of Early Music. And then she ended up, went back to the Kazan Conservatory and did a PhD thesis on numerical symbolism in musical theory and practice of the 17th century based on German organ piano music. Well, there's something for everybody there. Well, that's Maria, and she's on staff of the Tomsk State Philharmonic, along with one other organist. As for Makarova, she started out at Moscow's Novaya Opera Company. Since 2001, she's had a spot at the Mariinsky Theater, and since 2003 at the Bolshoi Theater. So she's not kidding around either. It should be a good concert. These Tomsk concerts are always interesting. They always have a lot of, well, if you speak Russian, they have a lot of interesting commentary. It's interesting even if you don't speak Russian, but what can I say? Personally, I don't speak Russian. Okay, next we have our old standby on Friday. Okay, Friday, as usual, when is that? April 4th. Friday, as usual, April 4th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Pacific Daylight Time. Canon Martin Green will be playing a live stream of an organ recital at St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral in San Diego. And I've said it a million times. He's one of the most articulate and engaging organists I know. He makes great selections of music, although we don't know what he's playing. He always gives great explanations of why he chose the music and what's interesting about it without, as I say, leaving us in the musicological dust. Great guy. And the organ it has the longest history of any organ in the San Diego area. It has the distinction of being rebuilt in 1969 by Aeolian Skinner, Opus 1495, and then completely rebuilt again in 2012 by Quimby Pipe Organs, Opus 68. It has 4 manuals, 98 stops, 86 ranks, 115 draw knobs. That's a lot, and 4,933 pipes. So then we're on already to Saturday. Moving right along each day of this week, we have something different for you. And now Saturday is just a very interesting concert. Some people might say to me, John, why do you call this an organ concert? Well, because it has an organ in it. In that photo you see there are 2 violinists, and in between them, the lady in red, she's an organist. This is a chamber group called Tempus Novum Art. Let me introduce this properly, as I like to do, because we cut clips out of the live streams to 20-second clips to use on Facebook as reels. Saturday, April 5th at 7 o'clock European time, Artbene live streams the Tempus Novum Art Group, consisting of organ and strings, to play Bach and the Venetian composers he loved, Vivaldi and Marcello, at the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. And the concert is called Baroque by Candlelight. Artbene is the YouTube channel that live streams all of the concerts at the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. Does a great job of it. As the program notes explained to us, that although Bach never left Germany in terms of traveling, he was attracted to both Vivaldi and Marcello. Their works were in his library, and he even reworked some of Vivaldi's music. So they will be, this is an ensemble of soloists, Tempus Novum Art, which is a violin, a cello, and organ. Now, they will also be joined in this concert by a soprano. And let me show you a photo of the soprano. I'm sorry I didn't get them all grouped together. Here is the soprano. It is Elena Lopukhina. And the individual soloist in this unusual chamber music grouping are Natalia Kalinicheva on the violin, Mikhail Kalinichev on the cello. They're either related or married, I don't know. And Anna Uchekina on the organ. They'll start out doing Bach's Fantasia and Fugue in C minor. Then they'll do 3 chorale preludes from the collection organ book. Irun zu dir, Herr Jesu Christ, BWV 639. Christe du Lamm Gottes, Christ du Lamb of God, BWV 619. And We danken dir, Herr Jesu Christ, BWV 623. That's all by Bach. Then they'll do Vivaldi's Stabat Mater, RV 621, which has a whole series of Stabat Mater Doloroso, Quis est honum, Ea Mater, Fons Amoris, etc., etc., ends with an Amen. Then they'll do Marcello's Adagio, Alessandro Marcello's Adagio, contemporary of Bach. And then they'll do 2 more pieces by Vivaldi, the Trio Sonata in C minor, RV 83, and Nisi Dominus, RV 608. So that's quite a concert, and I guarantee you that there's always plenty of organ solo woven into the fabric of these concerts at the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. They have a Kuhn organ in that cathedral, which was a gift to them from a Protestant cathedral in in Switzerland in 2002. Let me move on to the next. We are now on to Sunday, the 6th. Sunday, April 6th, St. Eustache Church in Paris live streams its masterful resident organist and showman, Baptiste-Florian Marle-Ouvrard, playing Charles-Marie Widor's Symphony No. 6 for its weekly 5 p.m. European time recital. Marle-Ouvrard is always is just a fine, expert organist who needs. I've extolled his virtues many times in the past. The Van den Heuvel organ is the equal of the organ at Notre Dame in that it has 101 stops, 5 manuals, 7,952 pipes. Those are almost the same specs as the organ at Notre Dame, which is kind of a Cavaillé-Coll organ, but it's got a lot of layers of other things mixed into it too. And we'll also give you the link to a live stream interview that I did with the second, the other resident organist at Saint Eustache, who is Thomas Hospital, who's resident organist there and also teaches at the Paris Conservatory. And he spent about 35 minutes, took us up in the loft to show us the second. This church has 2 consoles, both of which are 5 manual consoles. And he explained the architecture of the church and how that complements the organ and the effect it has on the sound. Is fascinating. If you're interested in organs, it's a fascinating conversation. Goes into details about the renovation work the organ needs in different parts. And if you don't know about organism, it's an education in itself. So I commend this this Sunday, April 6th, live stream with Baptiste-Florian, Marle-Ouvrard. And I will tell you that some of the other live streams we tell you about, the routine weekly ones, you'll see a huge cathedral and maybe a dozen people in them. This concert, every Sunday, no matter who's playing, 200-300 people, standing room only. The Parisians love this concert and they attend it. And that leaves us with just one more live stream to tell you about this week. And it's our old favorite. Again, we're back out in Siberia with with Dmitry Ushakov. Monday, April 7th, the Tomsk Philharmonic's resident organist and former director Dmitry Ushakov live streams music dedicated to the Mother of God, with soprano Yulia Sienkiewicz joining in. And that's all I know about it. There's a picture of Dmitry Ushakov. I didn't have time to pick up a picture of Yulia Sienkiewicz as well. This is an online broadcast only, and so there won't be an audience there. And they do these broadcasts very often on Monday. They call it Organ Live, and Ushakov, uses it as an occasion for delving into the background and cultural history, going with a particular composer or with a particular time, and of course all that's in Russian, so you're not likely to follow that if you don't speak Russian. But he's still a fine organist. He was for about 4 or 5 years the director of the symphony itself, but then segued out of that and just remained the resident organist so he could move on to doing other things. So I can commend that to you too, regardless of whether all the commentary is in Russian or in English. So that's what we have for you this week. I hope that one, more, some, or any of these organ recitals are inspiring or uplifting for you, or just show you a great time. And I'll remind you as I'm leaving, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe by clicking on the icon on the lower right-hand side of the video. And if you're watching us on any of our other 4 platforms, X, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, we love it that so many of you like our videos. We'd love it even more if you would follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on any of those platforms too. Well, I'll be back in about an hour and a half's time with that is at 6:30 in the evening European time, noon on the East Coast, 9:30 in the morning on the West Coast, with this week's roundup of chamber music. And there's terrific stuff going on. So if you like this video, come back and see that one. I guarantee you it'll be a good time, and you'll find out about terrific chamber music of all kinds going on.